The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable with Henry and Frank. Henry Vezzi and Frank Vigliotti have a wealth of experience bringing buyers and sellers together in Broward, Palm Beach, and Miami-Dade counties. The Henri-Frank Group, brokered by RE/MAX Preferred, has offices in Fort Lauderdale, Hillsborough Beach, Plantation, Wilton Manors, and soon on Las Olas Boulevard. Contact them at 954-604-9999 or online at henryfrank.com. That's Henry with an I, Frank.com. Now here's your hosts, Henri Vezzi and Frank Vigliotti.
Okay, good morning. We're here, our first show on the station, and I'm Frank. I'm here with Lynn Whitefall from Gold Star Financial. Unfortunately, Henry has been unable to join us this morning. Our first day on SBR, and we're going to make it through the half hour, you and I, Lynn.
Thank you. No problem.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. And let's get started by introducing ourselves. We're the Henri-Frank Group at RE/MAX Preferred. Our office is in Fort Lauderdale on Oakland Park Boulevard at the corner of Bayview and Oakland, 2810 East Oakland Park Boulevard. There we have a 12,000 square foot office. Under one roof, we have realtors, we have a title agency, we have an attorney to represent our clients, and it's kind of a one-stop shop there at RE/MAX Preferred on Oakland Park Boulevard. We also are opening up a new office in Wilton Manors, which we're very excited about, and we look forward to that. And that will be coming hopefully within the next 1 or 2 months. We're working on getting that office together. But a little bit about what we want to do with the Roundtable show is we want to help you out there to understand real estate, help you with your buying decisions, investors, those of you that are buying first-time homes. It's really important to get all the information. Just finding the house and liking the closets and the kitchen is one thing. A very small part of the transaction, as you, Lynn, could testify. Lynn being on the mortgage side of it, that's really one of the most important things, because that's something that really is or can be difficult to understand.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So we have you to sort out the mortgage side of it, and Lynn is one of the best or the best mortgage brokers. She's from Gold Star Financial, which we'll have Lynn tell us more about that later in the show. But, you know, having Dean Trantalis, who does a lot of the legal side, the title searching and the title side of the transaction, helps us tremendously. We've all worked together now for a number of years. So our experience together, plus the experience that we have in the business, really helps our clients, helps our buyers and sellers, and our investors. We have quite a few investors who are scouting through the market right now and finding some great deals. And it's really been a good time to start a show like this. And then we have other parts of our team. We have realtors who have experience and specialties in commercial, specialties in residential single-family homes, residential condominiums. So that all ties it together, and what we believe the Henri-Frank Group at RE/MAX could provide to you out there. In the show, we're also going to take calls from listeners. Today is our first day, so you can certainly call in 561-995-8255, and we can sort out some of your questions. So we're going to do that in the future, and We're going to get some information each program about mortgage rates. I know so many people are conscious about what their rate is going to be. When
Absolutely.
you can testify to that.
Absolutely, and the rates are really low right now, and we don't expect they were up. A couple months ago they were up into the 5s, and they're back into the mid 4s right now. So it's a good time to lock in your rates because we don't expect them to stay this low for very long.
So if I was to rate lock my loan today, and I was a buyer with a reasonable mid-range credit score, let's give 650 as a mid-range.
Okay.
A 30-year mortgage on my single-family house. About what do you think you can get me?
Well, the variable to that is the down payment, because now if you're looking at an FHA loan and you're looking to put minimal down, then FHA rates right now, you don't have a lot of adjustments for FHA. FHA is insuring the risk of that loan. So on someone with a 650 score and looking to put down minimal amount of money, their rate right now could range anywhere between 4.5 to 4.75.
But that's great.
It's fantastic.
4.75.
Absolutely. We talk about dollar cost averaging in investment funds.
Right.
Well, right now you're really dollar cost averaging in homes because you're borrowing money for such a little amount. You're paying such little interest that you're going to be able to buy more home for what when the rates go up, you're going to be able to buy less home for what you can afford.
And with those rates, I'm sure you're qualifying more people than you've been able to when the rates were over 5 and into the high 5s.
Absolutely. The good news is a working family or someone that has an income, they can afford to buy a home today. The American dream is realized because it's affordable now. We're in a very raw market. The market's very exposed. We have all these issues with title issues and different things. That's why we need someone like Dean to be able to help us guide through those things and your expertise to be able to protect our buyers and make sure that they are getting safe investments, but most importantly, knowing what they qualify for. I always ask the question, not what purchase price do you want, but what payment can you afford?
That's a great question, right?
That's the most important question. You want to make sure that the payment is comfortable and that you
don't want
to
be mortgage poor.
Absolutely. I mean, what's the point of doing that?
Right.
And with the mortgage rates being as low as they are, you can buy a bigger home and buy a more comfortable home. It really is the time. I mean, everybody is saying it. You hear it all over the media. It is the time. The housing market is low. The rates are low. You're not going to be able to buy at this price for very long.
Right. Well, of course, yesterday and this week is not a really good week for forecasts and a lot of the numbers that are coming in from S&P. They had a really raw report about the housing market going down. But I think when we listen to those things and our clients listen to those things, they're really getting a snippet of the true story.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you agree with that.
Absolutely. And they're talking about national averages.
Right.
South Florida is just not really in the national average. We went low fast and we also went high fast. So it's a different market.
Well, talking about that subject, I believe that when I always use this analogy with my clients, I have friends in New York, Boston, LA, where in 06, when we started feeling the pinch, which I believe in 06 was the market correction. That's when this market started correcting from this overheated environment. They were still going strong and couldn't understand why I, in 06, started to complain a little bit about, the housing market and the prices beginning to dip. And then we ran into 07 with the financial crisis. I can remember the day President Bush got on the news and announced we're in a deep financial crisis. And of course, that affected the market heavily. And that was the start of the downward spin. But even then, some of my friends up in Boston and New York, they weren't feeling it. They still were having a strong, stable market. So my point of that is we've always been at the start of this crisis or whatever you want to call this. We've always been at the start of it. So they're still complaining up there that they're having a hard time selling homes. They can't find buyers. Sellers are upside down. We're not seeing that. Our experience right now is that we can't find enough properties for our buyers. Right now, we have a longer list of buyers than we do properties. Mm-hmm. If you are a seller and you need to sell your home, now is the time to put it on the market. We have a long list of buyers. And so I think that Southern Florida is so different than these national numbers that we hear each day on the news. And again, they're little tidbits of this and that, and you don't get the total story.
Right.
And I think that's the danger of those reports. And that's why if you are in the market to buy, even thinking about buying, you really have to give us a call. And just let me give everybody our number. I know this is our first show, so you don't have these numbers. But if you can get a pen and paper, I'm going to announce them throughout the show today. 954-604-9999. And that's the number to our office. You can speak to one of our assistants. We have Brian or Diana who answer the phones. And they can take your information and they can get you to the correct person, whether it be myself, Frank, or Henry. We also have Aaron Burke, Jimmy Cunningham. We have Ashley Howard. We have Jorge Benito. The office comprises of approximately 80 realtors. Our group is comprised of 8 people. And when you call the 954-604-9999, they can speak to you about what specifically you need, whether it's selling your home, buying your home, you're an investor that's looking for an investment property, you want to get some information about what our inventory is, what we have on the market in terms of investment properties, multifamily properties, single family, condos. Call that number, 954-604-9999. And we'll get you to the correct person. Or you can go to the website, which is Henri-Frank.com. I'm not going to say this too many times, but it's Henry with an I, not a Y. Because so many times people put in Henry, Henry, and you may get us because we've set up our searches. So if somebody does that in error, they'll get us. But it's Henri, Frank.com. And then if you have a mortgage question for Lynn Whitefall at Gold Star Financial, you can simply call our number, and Diana or Brian will certainly route you to Lynn and get you the information, or get you Lynn, who has a staff at her office who can assist you. And again, Lynn, for anything mortgage, whether you're thinking about refinancing, whether you're thinking about getting a second mortgage on your home, or you're thinking about buying today, tomorrow, or sometime in the future, call Lynn. She can be reached at, tell them.
Thank you, 954-575-5850.
Great. Well, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to talk more about the roundtable with Henry and Frank.
Looking for the right realtor to sell your property? The Henri-Frank Group at RE/MAX Preferred is your answer. Selling properties in Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade County? Call Henry and Frank, 954-604-9999, and schedule a free consultation and market analysis of your home. Henri-Frank Group at RE/MAX will show you their 100-step program to sold. Call 954-604-9999. If you're just thinking about selling, today is the day to get started. 954-604-9999.